So, good morning, guys. It's your boy Jos here. We're looking at the EURUSD chart, 1 minute. Today is the 29th March 2026. Time is around 6:30 in the morning. We're on CEST, so Central European Summer Time. All right, so yesterday we had a great day in terms of volatility, and today looks a bit more, subdued, or you could say normal, I would say. I drew in our lines, and as you can see, the pattern kind of repeats. I put in the tracks that I talked about yesterday, so the regular moving tracks in green. And also we put in our circles just to give us some orientation. Currently, what I'm expecting is not a strong move to the downside or anything. We have a few news events during the day. I think there is some inflation reports coming out. It doesn't have to mean additional volatility, but it could. Theoretically. All right, so I'm actually expecting price to kind of walk along the bottom of this circle right here, and then gradually move up. I think move up in its tracks right here, and then either finish the day where it started, and if we're lucky, maybe we're gonna get this level right here at the top. So currently it's kind of testing the bottom of this circle. So, and this is kind of a moment to watch. Also, we're on this time separator right here. So this is always an interesting point. However, I think that, usually, as you can see here, it's kind of, going into the track and then testing, and it's kind of positioning itself inside the track. So usually the move comes whenever it hits one of these track lines, so either here or here. I think this is actually more likely. All right, so as you can see, the current move, the current bearish movement that you're seeing is actually on this steeper line. You can actually see it here. So from this point, the line was down, and this line is basically a 2x steepness from the regular track, you could say. All right, that's my assumption as of now. We'll have a look at the markets later and see how they develop. I think the hard part today is kind of having the circle placed on this you could say inflection point right here. Like there is these, green and red lines. Every line is very well considered. So no line is just placed randomly on the chart. Like everything is calculated. If you want to learn more, then check out our introductory video to see how we do things around here and how we see the markets. All right, so right now, I would just say to wait and see how price develops, and if we're scratching the bottom of the circle, and if we should, move in this upward direction, then I think it's safe to say to take a long position and to just put our take profit on this level right here. If at end of business, at this daily separator, price should be hovering around this line, I would just say we take profits. That's currently where I stand, but I will get back to you during the day and have another look. So guys, I'm back. All right, so I was out for a bit, and that led me to not being able to actually monitor my trade from this morning, and therefore, it got burned again. We kind of had a similar situation that we had this morning that we had yesterday, where price was getting into position and then retracing back. Yesterday, like all the way. Yesterday we had a smaller retracement before it then went further up. Today, as you can see, it's a whole different story. I guess this chart right here demonstrates a very good conundrum or conflict that we have, namely that we actually have to always consider two channels. So we have to consider this up channel and we have to consider this down channel. And today is a very good example. I mean, there is days where price action will, more strictly follow these channels and, make it more easily readable for us. Whenever it's in one. Today is a good example where this is just a tad more difficult. Yeah. So what you could do, for example, just as a risk management measure. So actually, when I stopped the recording this morning, I actually took the trade directly. I know that I said this morning that maybe we just wait, until it kind of walked up the circle's rim. But actually I decided, well, because it's on the fold and now it's hitting the bottom of the circle, I'll just take it. So I took a buy position, and like I said, I just entered the office again. So I didn't monitor my trade at all, and I didn't expect this to happen. But for example, as a risk management measure, what I tried to say before is that you could, for example, say, well, whenever price hits this line right here, this is where I get out. Simply because I know that there's a probability that this could be the leading channel as it is today. There's from here, there's basically two possibilities. One would be, a smaller retracement to here, and then price being taken up by this channel, or even by a steeper one like this one. Like this could even continue on this, on this level of steepness. Obviously, there was a bit of stretch, so kind of leaving this line. And this is usually also a good indicator that a reversal is building up. So there's basically tension to the upside that we cannot really explain. So it's basically lifting up from this line. And this is usually an indicator that we're bound to reverse course. So if you can see, then okay, so price movement is kind of confirming this. Latest when this candle kind of breaks through, this would be, I guess, also a good sell position to take. Maybe at least until this floor. I mean, here we're getting another floor where actually price is already taken to this pivot line right here, or this inflection line. We kind of had the same thing yesterday. So yesterday I removed the lines, unfortunately, but yesterday, remember, maybe our initial target was here. And then after the fact, so this was kind of like at business close, like end of business. And after that, we got another big jolt, basically to this upper line right here. Same thing. So it was basically pushing to the inflection point. Same thing happened here. So our daily range is basically, just this one. So we would expect that, normally this is a strong reversal zone, you could say. No, so it's hard for price to break through, but as you can see, it did break through, went to the inflection point, and from there it went up. Okay, so and this is kind of the thing you would expect. So if you see very aggressive price movement to this line and then a very aggressive move back, usually you're seeing a reversal, but not always. So in this case, I think it's just an over exaggeration. So it's just a kind of an overreaction and basically hitting this support wall right here. But I think in general, the trend of the day, or the channel of the day, is actually now this bearish channel. So we were expecting bullish activity today, and actually now we're getting bearish activity. I think this also for us is still very hard to read. Yeah. So and we're trying our best also to find mathematical ways to control the geometry in such a way that we can actually forecast this now, or kind of have an idea. Okay, what are we expecting here? Okay, so again, for me, it's not a bad thing to lose a trade, not at all. I mean, we could have taken profit here, or maybe here, or even when I monitor my trade and I see, well, okay, I'm kind of half past this zone, like between these two yellow lines right here. I could just say, well, I'm just going to pull my stop up to 0, because sometimes a win is also when it's not a loss, basically. So this is also a very good risk management strategy. I deploy it quite often, actually, to say, well, I could be wrong. So I simply just pull up my stop. And I just leave it basically at 0, no? So that I don't make any profits, but I also don't have any losses. I feel for me this is usually the most secure way to secure your positions. Right. So, and in this case, the market was going for us today. All right. So, right, I'm expecting more bearish movement, maybe a bit of, kind of pushing up against this channel. That's what I feel. And we're also having this this event right here around 2 o'clock CEST. And maybe, we can expect some bearish reaction right there. Maybe a bigger one, maybe a smaller one. Yeah, but I guess bearish nonetheless. I can't say much about targets right now. Maybe it's a good idea to also draw in a circle right here, although it's kind of, we can kind of use our imagination also here. Right, should position it properly. Okay, so you're seeing, it dropped out of the circle and now it's kind of touching the rim, kind of, not getting back in again. And that's actually a sign, there has been days where it kind of grooves in and then keeps pooling, but those days are extremely, extremely rare. So I think in this case, we will probably see some bearish movement, but I think at the moment, we'll probably see some retracement action around this line, maybe also around the circle, who knows? Yeah? So again, maybe touching this line. And from there, you'll probably then be seeing some bearish move either to here, or it will keep pooling to the next zone. I didn't draw it up yet. When I come back to you guys, I'll also draw up the next zones, and I'll let you know where we stand. All right, so looking at the market again. All right, so what I did was I put this 2x line from one of the inflection lines deeper. And it's actually a 2 times steepness of what you would regularly expect. And what you notice, I didn't put in this line this morning. So I put it in. And as you can see, it's actually pretty valuable, I guess. So you're seeing that the dip cannot really surpass this line. And this line is also the reason that price kind of, reflexes back. Before it hits the circle. I guess last time we dropped out here. So, and as I expected, price did move along with the circle. So it moved a bit inside the circle, which I didn't expect. But it didn't, it wasn't pulled up entirely by the circle, as I had already predicted this morning. So what did happen was it basically, fell out again due to weakness and due to this bearish channel. And then it had some struggling with the other circle. So you can see it dropping out and then hitting the other circle, and along its circle wall, it's moving. And then going into this upward channel, or basically back to the 2x line we started off our day with. So when I was really expecting bearish motion here, already here actually, so I took another position here, especially since around 2 o'clock we had the some inflation news, I guess it was. So I was really expecting bearish motion here, and since it was dropping below this line, I was basically taking a chance. Well then, as price slowly progressed up to the rim of this circle, I did not find these positions to be very helpful, so I actually closed them. I was like, okay, what will I do now? I was kind of feeling lucky, so kind of expecting, okay, well, maybe it's hitting the circle rim and maybe I am getting my volatility. However, I do think it's actually a pretty far-fetched idea, especially since it's Friday. So I think the day will close more quietly. This is basically our decision moment. So here is the bearish channel, here is the bullish channel. You can see it's kind of testing the bottom of this bullish channel. I mean, these kind of moves are really, really important. Like, these are the moves to watch, right? So it's touching this bullish channel, and here is actually the decisive moment, the decision moment. So, and that was also the reason I put my position here, because I thought, well, it could even surpass it a bit, and from here, it's just building up tension basically, and then it will drop into the bearish channel. Obviously, it didn't. So it bounced from the bottom of the bullish track, and then it went to the rim of my circle. Again, I took a small position here. These two positions I exited basically at entry level. I made a small loss on that one, and if any, then maybe it will just guide along this circle's rim, and that will probably be the end of it. Maybe there will be some bleed out until the end of the day. Maybe hit this yellow line right here, or maybe this red one, and that will be probably it. Then we will go into the weekend. As you can already see, like it's kind of surpassing the circle's rim. Maybe it will walk a bit down on the outside, but nothing wild. So again, our reading was half right and half off. So eventually, it did move into the upward track. But I guess the most important line that we basically missed at the beginning of the day was really this 2x bullish upward motion. We didn't catch that at all. So if we had, then we would have seen this as a real opportunity, and maybe would have taken I don't know, probably a long position here. Okay, and then for our estimation of taking profit. Would have probably been like at the top of this channel, where it will probably end today. That's my expectation, especially since it's Friday. So usually movement is a bit subdued, and also yesterday we got a lot of volatility. So therefore, I think that will be the most likely outcome for today. Okay, so again, we were off. I don't know, maybe this will work with my short trade. I mean, it's a small position. Maybe I'm lucky, maybe I'm not. So I want to take my chance right before the weekend, but I'm definitely not counting on any win. So yeah, again, like yesterday, we definitely misread the markets. But we got some great price action that I showed you, especially these channels really holding price together. And in conclusion, I always want to emphasize that people who assert that the market is just one chaotic, noisy. The movements make no sense, kind of this argumentation or this standpoint. I just cannot agree with this standpoint. I always point back to, you can see the geometry, you can put it on the chart, and you can actually see price action moving along this geometry. And these geometric shapes holding the structure of price time together. All right, so I hope you're convinced. We'll do our next analysis next week. Because the forex markets will close during the weekend. So I wish you guys also a great weekend. Well, if you're tuning in, not today, but at some other time, I wish you a great rest of the day. Stay excited, keep trying, and even if you lose, or even if your trades don't pan out, don't panic. Don't think you're a fool or whatever, because we're all learning, we're trying, and this content is really to make you see and to kind of show you that you need these kind of constraints. Like you need a system, you need a framework to look at the market, kind of a lens to look at the market through. And if you have this lens, then at some point you can make informed decisions, even if it's not the right ones, or even if it's not the right ones right now. It's a framework with which you can, kind of test yourself and train yourself to get better. And it really gives you and also your work a lot of structure. So I really recommend that when you employ a strategy, that you employ something like we do, like geometric analysis. All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Take care. Bye.